What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got grading the 2024 NFL Draft 1 year later, pick 17 through 32. Let's check this out.
The 2024 NFL
Okay,
draft class is 1
turn it
year
down a
of
little
their
bit.
NFL careers, and this isn't every
All
year
right.
we say this, but this class was absolutely loaded. And
That's
I think
facts.
you'll see that in today's video as we go back and grade picks 1 year later. In today's video, we will be grading picks 17 through 32 in reverse order, meaning we will start with the Panthers selection of Xavier Legette and finish with the Vikings selection of pass rusher Dallas Turner.
Okay.
Picks 1 through 16 will be out next week, and we've been doing draft grade videos for
We already reacted to
and I know
1 through
people
16,
absolutely
so
love the draft
I want to go
grade
check
videos,
that out.
and
You know what I'm
this is a
saying?
series we will be doing once a
I'm gonna
week
leave
for
that
the
in
next
the
few months.
end screen.
And we all know why we're here, so without further ado, let's begin. The Carolina
Legette.
Panthers traded up one spot from pick 33 with the Buffalo
They
Bills
did
to
say
South
if he
Carolina
was there, they was
Xavier
gonna
Legette.
take him.
Legette was the 7th wide receiver drafted in the first round.
And they ended up
finished his
trading
rookie
up for him,
season
so.
with 49 receptions for 497 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. It was a very up and down year for Legette and the Panthers, and especially.
Oh yeah, and Legette sold this game. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bryce laid a beautiful pass out for this nigga, and it went right through his hands.
Credited with
Like,
8 drops
gang.
alone in 2024.
Like this play right here. Oh my gosh. That would've been a touchdown, too.
Were there. Because the first half of the Panthers season was so hectic, I wouldn't have expected all that much from Legette when you factor everything in.
That's facts, though.
18 receptions in his
Expecting
first
a bigger
seven games and
year
16
from next year, though.
He started to pick it up.
Now that,
down
you know what I'm saying,
stretches, and
Bryce
at least 3
got his
receptions
confidence
in
back.
7 of his final 9 games in his rookie year, and I do think he is a breakout candidate entering 2025. He has an electric personality, his work ethic has been noted countless times, and he had surgery on his wrist for an injury that dated back to 2021, and obviously that plays a big part in his job, which of course is catching the football. Right
Oh my
now, I would
gosh,
give
look at
this
the
a
pocket
C+,
presence.
with the grade expected to rise pretty significantly in 2025.
C plus is fair.
Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky Pearsall. Now I'm gonna keep it a bug. This one's gotta be a C plus as well, because like it took them a while to figure out how to really use him, and he's gonna have a much bigger role now that Debo is potentially getting traded as well. They can kind of use Ricky, you know what I'm saying, how they used to use Debo, not as much because he's not really built like Debo, but you know what I'm saying, they can kind of use him on like end arounds and jet sweeps and stuff because he used to do that type of stuff at Florida. So I expect him to kind of use him like that as well. And he's a great route runner. Great, he has great catching traffic. You know what I'm saying?
This event and this life-changing moment, Ricky understandably didn't play for the first several weeks of the season.
Oh yeah, and he got shot in the chest too, so that's a big reason why he didn't have much PT last year.
Against the Chiefs. Pearsall had 132 yards in his first 3 games, then only recorded 2 receptions over his next 5 games, despite playing 165 snaps during this span. I don't think it was a matter of Ricky not being good enough or a potential first-round disappointment by any means. Because
but this was a shocker too, bro, because I dead ass thought they were gonna like draft a corner or offensive lineman or something. They really drafted, you know what I'm saying, Ricky Pearsall, and that's what we all thought Ayuk was gonna get traded after that, but they ended up re-signing Ayuk, you know what I'm saying. Debo definitely getting traded in the offseason though.
Overall, he finished his rookie year with 400 receiving yards on the dot, and I have to be honest, this is one of the most difficult picks to grade because there's a lot to factor in.
I'll give him a C plus though.
Talent to be a really good player, and if you wanted to go with incomplete, I would be fine with that. But for the sake of this video, Ricky Pearsall
B minus. Okay.
Nate Wiggins, the talent.
Nate Wiggins, A plus.
Is up, and we'll
A plus, bro.
Shortly,
Nigga, the fact that he fell to 30. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, y'all, hey, the league fucked up letting him fall to us. Like real shit, bro. This nigga's a fucking baller. Didn't allow a touchdown all year. All year. Lockdown.
And that there were injury concerns. But in typical Ravens
fashion, Wiggins Island, nigga.
You know
what I'm saying? That's my dog right there.
He's not being talked about probably the way that he should be. And it makes sense with some of the other defense.
Oh my god, look at that pick six, nigga.
Outside of a few penalties here and there, which is going to happen for every corner at times, let alone a rookie 20.
And I think him and Marlo had the 2 highest like grades this year. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if we do, I hope we do keep Marlo, because I've been hearing a rumor about us potentially trading him. We do not need to do that. Like real shit.
Not an elite rookie season, but a very good one, and we give this an A minus.
A minus, I get that shit A plus.
Tyler Guyton was the 8th tackle
Tyler Guyton.
in the 2024.
I heard bro was underwhelming this year. I ain't gonna lie.
Which he played at Oklahoma to left tackle, and at times he played like it. He was welcomed into the NFL by the one and only Myles Garrett and was attributed with allowing
couldn't be
sacks
Roger
in his
Rosengarten,
first
bro.
4 games. However, after
That boy
getting
locked
through the
down
first
Myles
4
Garrett.
games, he only allowed 2 sacks for the remainder of the year, and I do think he got better as the season went on. He was only 22 years old during his rookie season and also battled injury, and like you would expect from the 8th tackle selected in a draft class, there was a lot of growing pains. He had 8 penalties.
Eight tackles went in the first round?
I would also argue he was set up to fail.
Oh my, that is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Then switched to an incredibly difficult position to play and was basically told to go make it happen. I think that needs to be noted because there were flashes from Guyton, but I don't like the way the front office handled this in a myriad of ways. 1 year later, this is a C+. The Kansas City Chiefs traded.
Let's talk about this shit right here. Yo, Bills. I swear, if y'all pull some bullshit like this again, where y'all help out the Chiefs, I'm crashing out. Like real spill, gang. Y'all could have drafted him. You know what I'm saying? But instead, y'all give the Chiefs Tyreek Hill 2.0. Like, what are we doing? Y'all are constantly helping out the Chiefs for some reason, and then end up losing them in the playoffs. Like, bro, like, what are y'all doing? Like, do y'all just hate the rest of the NFL for some reason? Like, gang.
To go get the speedster Xavier Worthy, and in
like, bro,
Worthy would go on to have.
Because I dead ass thought that the Bills were gonna draft Worthy, but they end up trading back with the Chiefs out of all teams.
Kansas City would get the ball in his hands. He opened the year against Baltimore with a 2-touchdown.
Yeah, but Worthy got a bright future, man.
For a few weeks before having a 73-yard game against the Chargers. Casey really started using him around week 10, and he became a more prominent player in the offense down the stretch of the season.
Crazy.
If you took the final 7 games he played in 2024 and translated to a full 17-game season, he would have been on pace for 95 receptions, 952 yards, and 7 receiving touchdowns, along with an additional 163 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Obviously, with who his quarterback is, the sky is the limit for Xavier, especially in this offense. He is only 21 years old, and I can't wait to see what he does in 2025 because I think he will progressively get better.
And then, like, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. They got a bright wide receiver duo between him and Rashid Rice too, bro. That's gonna be nasty.
All-time receiving class, and 1 year later, this is a B+. Darius Robinson was the Cardinals' second first-round
bro, he was underwhelming as well, bro.
Of course, used on wide receivers.
Very underwhelming. I don't know why they even traded back up to get him. I think they did trade back up, if I'm not mistaken.
6 games, he had 10 total tackles and a sack. He missed most of the year due to a calf injury, and a lot of the time you see rookie defensive linemen gradually get better as the season goes on because they get
like this might be another case of, you know what I'm saying, Trayvon Walker,
especially in the trenches. But because Darius missed most of the year, this was effectively a redshirt year for him, and he only played 184 total snaps. He was adjusting to the physicality of the NFL and also had a personal tragedy mixed in with this. I bring this up because there was a lot going on here with Darius Robinson in his rookie season.
Yeah, I'll get us
incomplete. He started game during his rookie season while recovering from injury. It was good to see him get his feet wet in 2024, but 1 year later, this is incomplete. Graham Barton was a prospect I liked a lot coming out of Duke, and I thought for sure that Green Bay was going to snatch him up 1 pick earlier than Tampa Bay did. Obviously, Baker Mayfield had a tremendous season as he threw for over 40 touchdowns. Tampa fans know this, and this is a common theme with the Bucs, but I don't think that was discussed enough. Some of Baker's success can absolutely be attributed to the center of the pocket consistently being clean, and Graham Barton played a big part within that. I am a firm believer that if an offensive lineman is having success and consistent success at 21 or 22 years old, then I think they will continue to be a good player because of how difficult it is to play offensive.
He only allowed 1 sack. Oh yeah, he gonna be a dog. He gonna be a dog. Only 1 sack all year.
In the playoffs, and I also
that's tough though.
Impact his grade at all. I like Graham Barton a lot. He had a good rookie season, and this is an A-.
Okay.
Jordan Morgan, the versatile offensive lineman.
Jordan Morgan. I ain't hear too much about him this year.
And he played sparingly at right guard during his rookie season. He only started 1 game, which was against the Lions in Week 9, and actually started at left guard before being placed on injured reserve with
That's probably why he got hurt.
He was fine when he played, but only logged 186 snaps during his rookie season and only recorded 1 start. He only played 30 snaps or more in a game twice, and if I had to give a grade here, it would probably be a B+, but I'm not going to force a grade on a player with a pretty limited sample size. I liked Morgan a lot as a prospect, and I think he will be fine in 2025 and beyond, assuming he stays healthy, of course. For now, an incomplete grade. Terrion Arnold was the Lions'
Arion
first-round
Arnold.
pick, and I
Yeah,
like
let's
this
talk
pick
about this nigga. Mr. Grabby over here. This motherfucker wasn't he like the most penalized corner in the league this year? Like, bro, I fuck with him heavy, but bro, you gotta do better next year, bro. I'm being so for real. Try not to, you know what I'm saying? Like this nigga, he too grabby. Like, bro, that's his main problem. He's too grabby.
Corner was one of the Lions' biggest needs entering.
Like he definitely got a bright
draft,
future.
and I also
He
like
just
that
gotta,
they
you know what I'm
selected
saying?
a
Not
defensive
just
defensive
cut down on the
tackle
penalties.
to go get who they thought was their guy. Terrion played most of his rookie season, and like you would expect from a 21-year-old rookie corner, there were a lot of ups and downs. He had several penalties early on, and there were some people that saw those penalties early on and assumed that's how the rest of his rookie season went, but that wasn't the case.
He kind of reminds me
He
of
had 8
Sauce.
penalties called
You know what I'm
in the
saying?
first
Away.
4 games of the year, but only had 2 the rest of the season. It was not all sunshine and rainbows from week 4 on, but I think there is something to build on as he enters year 2 at just 22 years old. Admittedly, I probably would have liked to have seen a little more from him, but to say he's a bust or disappointing player after 1 year would be pretty ridiculous. I'll be eager to see how Terrion and the defense plays in 2025 with a new defensive coordinator, and for now, this
Who is their defensive coordinator now?
Brian Thomas Jr.
BT. Oh yeah, BTJ A+, bro. You ain't gotta think about this too much.
Taken in the 2024 draft,
Bro, this
1
nigga's
year
an
in,
A+.
his most
A++,
receiving yards and
actually.
receiving touchdowns. He is
Bro was
receptions
playing with
for
Mac
100
Jones at
yards and
QB.
neighbors, each
And
of
still
whom
got
had
over what
105
1,200,
receptions.
1,300 yards,
This
something like
certainly
that.
also applies to Bowers
Think
and
and I
Williams
think
as
he had
well, but
double-digit
BTJ
touchdowns.
accomplished everything he
Somehow
did, but
didn't
not
make the Pro
quarterback
Bowl.
play for a lot of the year. In the final 5 games of 2024, Brian Thomas had 41 receptions for 517 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns with Mac.
They gotta get another receiver to pair with him though, because Gabe Davis, he's not really, you know what I'm saying, he's not really that good, you know what I'm saying. He had like that one pretty good season with the Bills. Christian Kirk can never stay healthy, and I heard he might get traded, so they need to go out and get another receiver to pair with him. Like real talk.
And somehow, some way, missed the Pro Bowl. He is already an elite receiver, and I can't wait to see what a
Facts. He already in my top 5.
can do for the next several years, because Trevor Lawrence is just 25 and Brian Thomas is just 22. The future
Yeah,
of the
over 1,200
Jags is
yards,
bright
10
with these teams. I
tuds,
love Thomas
almost
Jr.
100
playing at
catches.
LSU, and thought he was
And like what's
a
crazy, like the
check.
mixture of size and speed. Bro was 6'4", and I think he ran a 4.3 at the combine. Like that is terrifying. I ain't even gonna lie.
I said I thought he would be this good this early. He had 10 games with 80 or more yards in 2024, including 4 100-yard games, and this is an A+.
Yeah, that's an A+ for sure.
Quinyon Mitchell was the first
Quinyon,
off the board,
A+.
and when this pick was made,
Lockdown.
Mr.
Quintana Mupe, you know what I'm saying?
He sat back, let the chips fall as they may, and took the best player available, which, of course, in typical Howie Roseman fashion, conveniently aligned with what the Eagles needed. And I said that because Howie Roseman is one of the best in the business, and so is Quinyon Mitchell just 1 year later. This pick is so good that there's really not a lot.
Is Quinyon already a top 5 corner in the league?
Don't think yourself. It got to the point where during his rookie season, teams just looked the other way, and I don't blame them. Having a corner,
I think wasn't he the first corner off the board too?
Side of the field is huge, and Quinyon looks to be a multiple-time Pro Bowler. Per PFF, he was targeted 6 times in the wild card win against Green Bay and allowed 2 receptions for 10 yards and had an opposing passer rating of just 2.8 when targeted.
And he had 2 picks in the postseason too.
Video, we made a joke about calling this an A grade rather than an A+ grade, and there were several comments about how people thought it was serious for a second, but this grade is the same as it was during the middle of the year.
I was about to say, nigga.
Chop Robinson was a pick I
Chop.
liked a lot, but Chop must have missed that memo because he had 56 pressures in his rookie year and finished second in the 2024
Oh my
class.
gosh,
with
56
6.
pressures?
I am a firm believer that you can never have enough pass rushing or quarter depth, and from a situation standpoint, I really like the idea of Chop getting to learn behind Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, even if both players were hurt. Chop played most of his rookie season at 21 years old, as he turned 22 on January 2nd, and I also think that's a positive, because in theory, he should only get stronger as he gets older while retaining his technique and ability to rush the passer. I also think with the success that Rams pass rusher Jared Verse had in 2024, that Chop's rookie season was not talked about enough relative to the year he had. For reference, Chop had 56 pressures on 344 pass rushing snaps this year.
Damn.
And Will Anderson, the 2023 Defensive Rookie of the Year, had 59 pressures on 408 pass rushing snaps.
Yeah, 6 sacks, 14 QB hits.
I do not bring that
Shit,
up
I might
to
give him a
Will
B+, I ain't gonna lie.
As much as it is to show the year Chop had. and this may surprise some people, but I really believe this pick deserves an A+.
Ooh, that's interesting. I ain't gonna lie. Okay.
A prospect I liked a lot coming out of Washington, and despite him
Troy
being drafted at number
Fautanu.
20 overall, I thought the Steelers got a bit of a draft steal. Unfortunately, he only played in one game in his entire rookie season, which was against Denver in Week 2.
Did he get
He
hurt?
looked solid in his only NFL game, but I'm not grading a player's rookie season on just 55 snaps. Again, I like what we saw from him at right tackle, and I think he will be a good player for the next few years, but for now, this is incomplete. Jared Verse was the third.
That boy,
edge rusher
Jared
taken
Verse is
in
an
this
A+
class,
right
and
here, bro.
selected Laiatu Latu from UCLA at
Defensive
pick
Rookie of the
15.
Year.
The Vikings selected Dallas Turner from Alabama at pick 17. And despite being the third edge rusher taken, Verse made a significant impact in year 1, and even that's an understatement. He finished the year with 77 pressures, which was good for 4th in the NFL, only behind Trey Hendrickson, Myles Garrett, and Jonathan Grenard. Verse and fellow Florida State teammate Braden Fisk played a big part in restoring the Rams' defensive line in 2024, and over the last 2 drafts, GM Les Snead has done a tremendous job in rebuilding the trenches, and we've seen that with the success the Rams have had. Verse had 12 pressures in the 2 playoff games he played against Minnesota and Philly on just 62 pass rushing snaps, and had 2 sacks in the divisional round against the Eagles. He also had a defensive touchdown against Minnesota in the wildcard round, the team that passed over him just 2 picks.
Damn, that
prior.
nigga had
Verse
77
only had 4.5
pressures.
sacks during the regular season, but his presence was felt every single Sunday. I'd be shocked if he's not a multiple-time Pro Bowler. This is easy, an A+ grade.
Yes, sir.
Amarius Mims was a prospect I liked a lot coming out. Ones has questions or some sort of weakness somewhere. And with Amarius, it was the fact he only started a handful of games at Georgia, but looked like a very good prospect during his time there. Now, he was not a generational tackle prospect to be clear, but with Mims only playing a total of 638 snaps in college, there was always going to be a transition period in the NFL. Always. And for reference, he played over 830 snaps during his rookie year, and he is only 22 years old.
Oh, he did play a
improved
lot.
significantly as the season went on, which is what I was hoping for with Mims after some rocky times early on.
Okay, he had a pretty solid year. 33 pressures allowed, 4 sacks allowed. It's pretty solid for a rookie.
Late in the game with a broken hand. Mims is a player I like a lot, and I think he is a legitimate solution to Joe Burrow, not taking as many hits as he did early on in his career. I would be very surprised if this grade is not significantly higher 1 year from now, but for Amarius Mims, we are going with a B+.
Okay.
Dallas Turner was the Vikings'
Dallas
second
Turner.
first-round pick of the night, as they have
Shit,
course
Dallas, I think,
quarterback
like,
J.J.
he
McCarthy.
definitely got overshadowed on
With
that
Dallas
D-line this year. I ain't gonna lie, with Van
specifically,
Ginkel
context
and
because
Grenard.
It's not every year where you are a first-round pick at edge and have 2 teammates both finish in the top 10 in sacks in Jonathan Grenard and
Yeah.
Andrew Van Ginkel, both of which made the Pro Bowl. That is brought up, of course, because when you have not 1, but 2 Pro Bowlers in front of you, especially at just 21 years old, that's going to limit your playing time. I also think this pick was made for the future, and that Dallas was always supposed to contribute in a big way in 2025 and beyond. However, I do think he was underwhelming when he played outside of a few splash plays here and there, and the Seattle game was a big one for him. I think he is in a great situation to thrive long term, and ultimately I think he will, but his rookie year wasn't great, and 1 year later this gets a C. I hope you enjoyed the first draft grade video, and if you did, please like and subscribe as we are trying to 200k subs by the time.
Hey, man, that's very interesting, though.
1 through 16 will
You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Y'all let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out.
I'ma make them feel me, make them people when they chow me. And if you don't know me, I'ma make sure that you know me. I hate to say it, but I really think I'm broke. But I know I'm chosen, I really know I'm chosen. I know I'm chosen. I was just lost a year ago, but now I'm focused. When good at sports, this microphone can be my trophy. Not taking drugs, I found a better way of coping.